Oh, he is?
We're not up yet.
Yeah. You look back when you had
Do you remember?
Trying to go. E1.
I have no idea. Nobody's ever.
Just gonna turn the
Unless you're
TV.
trying to make a thing out of it.
Yeah, right here with the remote.
Maybe too serious.
All kinds of stuff. Now everybody can register on the website.
Okay, Janet's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all going good.
Janet's right there.
Kim, are you on
It worked out
there?
really well
No.
last year. We
Okay.
had really good controls over it, so. Cool, just to be even easier.
Hey, Beth, do you know about this?
Is this the remote for it?
For the.
TV.
I've got it on start, but I'm not.
You hit start?
Yeah.
Is that the TV on?
Well, that's what I was, is it
At the top?
is this the remote? Is what?
I have no idea.
Okay.
It is.
I would give it a try.
Hold on. Let me see if I can help you.
Go for it. I don't know. All I know is that they told me all.
You said you got a Samsung.
There it goes.
There we go.
I got it.
Okay.
Okay.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Tammy? Is that the one?
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
thank you.
It looks like that.
Looks good enough to me.
Did, but I'm.
Okay.
If I do this, does it pop up anywhere?
Hey.
Nope.
And that's okay. We can see it over there.
There it goes.
There we go.
Me over there, but
We got it.
We're good. Okay,
It was just a little.
that's okay.
What
We
matters is it show up over here.
It's on this one.
Oh, it's supposed to be over here, here. I wonder what happened there.
Okay, welcome everybody, and we're gonna say the pledge.
I pledge
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Did you all get the minutes?
Yeah.
And
I sent them late, but then I thought I sent them twice.
it's okay. So
Sorry
could
about that.
I have a motion?
Motion to accept the minutes.
Second?
I second that.
Okay, all in favor?
All right.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna skip Bryce here for a minute. I'm gonna let Ryan go. This is about, because you guys don't know yet, that Lee had called me, that you had posted him about bringing in golf carts that were your own, and then that we would lower the amount of the golf rental for the cart rental for the year from 600 to 400. And so I checked with the insurance company, and they're like, yeah, but we really wish that you wouldn't. And then Lee has gotten a hold of a couple other golf courses, and they told him of some of the problems that they have run into. So then Lee said to me, I'm kind of reneging on this. So, sorry. That's
Well, does he have something
Yeah,
else
no,
to
go
say?
ahead
I
and-
mean, I would.
Oh, me?
Yeah. What was that for it? Was that for the
This,
golf carts?
Yeah, they were gonna bring their own golf carts, which that's kind of an issue, because how do you go down 14 unless you live on the other side? Like around
you're the intern, right?
Yeah, I'm interning with the mayor, sorry.
Yeah, he's the intern.
I don't think the guy.
He doesn't.
Are you not here for the golf carts?
Yeah, he's our intern.
Yes.
He's the intern. I know you're talking about something,
Intern.
high school intern.
I have not a clue, so we're gonna skip that. Ryan didn't show up, so I'm sorry.
No worries.
I don't know you. I do now.
Want to introduce yourself?
Sorry?
You want to introduce yourself?
Oh, yeah. I'm Grant Bailey. I'm a senior at Rochester.
Okay.
And I'm interning with the mayor for this semester, so really excited to see what I can learn.
All right.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Grant.
Yeah, great to have you. Sorry about the confusion. I thought I should have said golf carts and you would have looked at me and said no.
I should have clarified beforehand.
And you want to wait till afterwards, is that correct?
Whenever you want me to go.
She can.
I would say you were first.
Beth has to leave, so
Okay.
she offered, you guys figure it out. I don't care. Do you want?
You go ahead. I don't think it's gonna take me that long.
My name is Judy. I am with Faith in the Fight from Fulton County, and I organize benefits for cancer patients. Joe's Hope was supposed to be here with me today to see if we could use City Park possibly around the 19th of September, if nothing else is going on, so we can do a Hope and Faith cancer walk, do like a 6 hour, maybe from 3 to 9. They used to do Relay for Life, but they don't do that anymore. So we are wanting to try to bring that back. We just wouldn't be able to call it Relay for Life, because that's for the American Cancer Society. We want to do our own and keep all the funds local. So we were looking to see if we could maybe use City Park and then maybe the street inside the park there to do the walk, the memory walk, and maybe have some vendors up and things like that in the park.
So like the vendors, you realize you have to get, fill out an application and all that for the vendors. And yeah, the walk, that's already there, so I don't see any problem in that. And what was the date of that?
I'm looking at possibly September 19th, do it after school starts back up, but before it starts cooling down too much.
Okay.
And try to stay away from some of the other celebrations that are going on for the 250th anniversary.
Okay, are you gonna need a pavilion?
I'm sorry?
Will you need a pavilion for anything?
Yeah.
Okay, so then you would need to call up here and talk to Karen and reserve that.
Okay.
If you could do that, so then we make sure that you have that. Do you have any questions for Ed or Tammy?
I know in like some of these memory walks and stuff, Relay for Life and all that other stuff, people like pitch tents and stuff like that, or they have pavilions. Are you gonna do any of that?
Maybe if they wanted to put like a canopy up, not digging things in the ground or anything, but maybe some stakes in the ground for their canopies like they would for the Nickel Plate Festival, to set up a booth and maybe sell their crafts or whatever during that. And then Faith in the Fight and Joe's Hope would get the funding off of selling their little spots, kind of like what we would do at Nickel Plates, reserve a spot for so much, and then Joe's Hope and Faith in the Fight would get the funding for that to help cancer patients at Fulton County.
Dwayne, is it all right with
Yeah.
the state?
I don't see a problem with that.
Right, but yeah, I don't either, and we used to have a problem with that, but I think it's very acceptable.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's a great cause. So,
Is that doable, Beth? I mean, with the funding and them, they're gonna have to go through,
Basically, they would take care of their own funds. It's not gonna flow through the city, but they would have to reserve the pavilion and pay something for the pavilion and then do a special events permit that would be, since they've already come to you guys ahead of time, that was a good move on their part.
okay,
Now you have to just come to the Board of Works after you do the special events permit.
and then that would be, Dwayne, that would also be the street department's gonna close off the road if that's what she wanted to do for that. Is
So if
that,
we need to do that, then we'll need to know the particulars for the, our Board of Works, because they're the ones that would say yes or no on that.
Okay. Yeah, I just basically want to keep everything inside the park for like from 3 to 9 that day, and
Oh,
That's a
that
good
shouldn't be a
idea.
problem.
So that way,
Yeah.
the walking, the last time they wanted to walk down Main Street and walk in it was like.
no, I want to
state
keep
highway.
everything right there inside the park.
Perfect, okay.
let me ask you this, is there, in the way the park is set up now, Dwayne, you should have lines on the street and that, right? Would we even have to close off the park if people wanted to go, because there's a walking loop on the inside?
Yeah,
And I think we could maybe keep it open where,
I
I
don't
don't
think
know.
we can close it down because then people can't get in to drive to their pavilion and all that. Right?
well, yeah, we need to talk about that. I mean, so we do have the walking portion of the park. If we're not, I don't see where we need to close off the park for them to do that.
Yeah,
Okay.
They could just stay within,
'Cause
and, if they stay within the walking part of it, yeah, that'd be great.
Okay.
right, okay, okay.
Okay.
Right, do you have any other questions? Okay, okay,
Thank you.
yeah, do we wanna make a motion for this?
yes, a motion to, September 19th, Judy, could we lock that in then? If we make a motion,
Yes.
I'd rather lock in a date.
And I would make sure that, like, if they use pavilions, that they get those locked in with,
I do that right away.
Kelly, front desk, she'll be able to, make over the rate.
Okay.
Okay.
So a motion on September 19th to have the memorial walk in City Hall or City Park from, you said 3 to 9?
Yeah.
Let's just say, is that set up? You're gonna have to set up before that,
I
right?
will have to set up before that. And then vendors can come in and set up however they need to. So pretty much all day, but I want to do the actual relay from like 3 to 9, and then that way we can do like the little luminary bags and things like that with the.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
I would just say all day on September 19th, because we're not gonna close the park off.
Right.
And-
And then, oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
And then grant permission upon you get approval from everybody that you could have vendors and stuff at the,
Part of the special event permit.
so, but,
If you guys,
I make a motion that we approve that you could have vendors and, the walk on the 19th of September.
I'll second that.
Okay, all in favor? Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. I think my golfer just came in.
Yep.
I thought you were him, so I'm thinking.
Maybe a better golfer than me, but.
Yeah, so we'll soup it on that one.
Just let him talk.
Okay, go ahead. You can talk to us.
My name is Ryan Clevenger. I spoke with, I think it was maybe last week, Monday-ish, I think. Lee, at the golf course, and Trent Odell about, since the carts are legalized, with the sticker legally, about charging trail fees to use your own cart on the golf course. So, and I know when you and I had spoke, and I know Trent said that he didn't have an issue with it as long as we charged a trail fee and the carts were inspected as well, and kind of the same conversation you and I had, so. That's what I'm here for.
Okay, so since then, Lee's done a little bit more investigating and calling other people, and the insurance company, I mean, we had to check with them and Andy Perkins. They were first like, yeah, and then they came back and they're like, you know what, we see a lot of loopholes here. Like, for instance, if somebody came on their golf cart, then, you know, of course, Lee would have to go out and inspect it, make sure the tires and all this and that. And then if you had somebody with you, then how much do you charge them? It just ended up snowballing, and so Lee called me back and he said, I would rather not. So sorry, that's kind of.
So did he figure out, because Trent and I talked about it as well, since he lives out by me, that the Elks does it too?
yeah, but the Elks is a private, excuse me, I'm interjecting here.
Yeah.
The Elks is a private
Sure.
club, and this is a municipal golf course, and allowing private citizens to use equipment on a municipal golf course causes issues with liability, and our insurance company agreed that, no, that's probably not a wise thing to do, so.
Oh, with their carts being insured by the actual people.
Well, that's it, they have to have
So who-
certain,
who
conform to certain things, they have to be a
Sure.
certain width, they have to be a certain weight, they have to have the right kind of tires.
So if the carts that we drive are damaged, who pays for that? Like, my insurance don't have to pay for it, correct? I'm driving a city cart on the course and it gets damaged, who has to pay for that? I'm not liable for it.
Cities,
Right.
it's a city equipment.
But you're saying the other is liability, if it's insured under us, it's a liability through the city.
Yeah, but you're not understanding, because it's taking a public asset and allowing a private citizen to use their equipment on this public asset. And your golf cart may not conform to this, like those golf carts. It's probably a lot nicer than those little stripped down jobbies. And the tires have to be a certain, you know, radius, they have to be able to hold a certain weight. They were worried it was gonna tear up the cart or paths, and it was just,
Tear up the asphalt that they're
Yeah.
driving on in the city.
And then another thing that came up was, you know, you can't drive down Highway 14. You can cross it, so it kind of be, you know, probably just a few, and Lee just asked me that he told me I could blame it on him, so that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, sorry,
No, that's okay.
but thank you, I appreciate it, okay. All right. Oh, yeah, Bryce, I'm gonna go ahead and go.
Get this so we might plug it into, I might flip out this HDMI. I can't get it to pull up. It's not on there. It's not on there. Let me just do it this way.
Where's the HDMI cord? Did you plug it in an HDMI cord?
So there was one right here, the one we did last time, but it's just last time when we did it, it was on this screen and on this one.
Yeah, I know, it's supposed to be.
So unless you know how to, do we need to maybe try to do like a data input maybe? If we change the input with that, will that maybe?
Sure. We find the menu. This is not my
There it is.
TV. I think it's here.
Right, I don't know.
I didn't see an
Is
input.
that what you thought? Well,
Yeah, I didn't see an input. Here.
camera experience?
Thank you.
No?
Thank you.
Yeah. I know I can get it up there. I can plug in this
I
one
would
with the
just plug
HDMI
it
3.
directly.
She's gonna get somebody.
That's my neighbor.
So Dwayne and Landon,
So I can plug,
No longer cord. Oh, but it's.
I was saying, I got this one. I can plug this one into this
Yeah,
directly.
okay.
We're good.
Okay. I was gonna say, should we have it down to this one?
Yeah, oh, we're good. I'll just plug it in directly to the TV.
Yeah.
We'll be able to
Oh,
see
yeah.
it on.
yeah,
Well, anyways, I'm Bryce, everybody, for anybody who don't know me.
hang on a second, Rick. So how he did this, because you haven't had a chance to look at the pricing, because I just gave you one. He just priced it that they were gonna do everything. So we knew that the playground at JC's. Okay, so we knew that you had said that you could remove the equipment, but if you could listen to what he's saying about some things like that we could save a lot of money by having the rock brought in instead of them. We're gonna need some rock brought in and stuff like that. So there's a few things that he's gonna suggest that maybe you could help out, and every time that you say, yes, that's possible, then, we can mark up like $1,000 or $500 or whatever to try and get this back down to the goal that we had. And I don't want you to do anything you don't want to do, but he said
Yeah.
anything that he's gonna suggest is easy peasy, but he just did the overall thing that they
What I could
did
do,
from
I could
start
sit
to
over
finish.
Yeah.
So
Sit in Mitch's chair.
you could say, yeah,
That
hey,
way.
we can do that and save you $1,000, which
Yeah.
is on the trucking company and having rock delivered, stuff like that. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know how
Put it down here.
That way I can see it, so you don't have to.
Hey, Beth,
You can let-
can we go down there and the camera will follow us? Is that
No, I'm
okay?
just coming this way, so I got a better.
Oh, just right here? Okay.
So I'm at a,
It's no big deal. We're supposed to be able to have it coming out of those places, but I don't.
Okay. Okay.
there, I got.
So,
He's not.
We're getting it. We're getting it. All right.
I know most people here, but I'm Bryce with Play Pros. We have put together a couple of different designs. We came in, we kind of all determined what equipment we wanted to do. And so we went into this knowing that we were going to try to do it with a couple different variations of surfacing. So the first one here, this is the total cost for the playground, with wood fiber.
What was the 214?
So $214,100.64. I did on the first page as a project summary. So you can see here, the total amount of the equipment came out to this much. I did not include anything in the site furnishings for the benches yet. I did not have anything on this, so I left that blank until we determined which one we really liked. This is where we are at with the wood fiber. Starts the site work for this job, and then the installation of the equipment is where we're at. Now, I can go down here. This breaks it out a little further. You can kind of see where everything is at. This is for the installation of the equipment. You're going to have 334 cubic yards of engineered wood fiber blown in with a fabric underlayment. To get to this number, your plastic borders, since we're doing wood fiber, you can get by with just using the black plastic borders instead of doing concrete curbs. So you can save a bit of money that way. All these other items in here, like tearing out of the old equipment, grading and seating, dumpster, all of those items, I've included all of that. Like that being said, if there was something that you guys felt that you guys could handle yourself, instead of us doing it, by all means, I can pull those out of there. I just wanted to make sure I gave you guys the total scope of us handling everything, and then we can nitpick and go through
Yeah.
and say, take that off, and take this off.
I think
Right.
that'd be the best way to do it.
Yep.
You put line items for each thing.
Yep.
And then we can come back and look at it and say, we can knock that off and that
Right.
off.
Okay.
Like if you guys have access to a dumpster, there's no sense of me spending $1,000 on us to rent a dumpster.
Yep.
Or if you guys want to handle that yourself, because you can get it for $600 instead, right? You just handle that. So
Right.
I just wanted to present it.
Dumpster is at 300 yards.
It's a 40-yard dumpster.
40 yards.
So we get,
okay.
yeah, hauled off and dumped.
Okay.
They're probably,
Yeah.
this tall and 30 feet long or whatever they are.
Yeah.
The city
So-
has its own dumpster, or its own roll off that we can use.
Right. So there you go. There's $1,000 right there. You can
Is
say.
that, and then that's just like,
Well, like I say, I would let him line item all the stuff that's
Okay.
gonna cost, and then we can look at it and we say, we can do this, we can do that.
okay.
So like right here, you have 6,750
All right. I
square
appreciate
foot.
that. Thank you.
So like this one, the excavation, 6,750 square feet at 6 inches depth. So at JC Park, that is the footprint of what is existing already. So if he wanted to go in there and you take 6 inches out of all that and have that all hauled off, you can save yourself another $7,500.
Yep.
So I did break things out, pretty well on this. So that we can go back through. You can also see, I know it's going to cost you guys time and effort, but you guys can do a cost benefit analysis
Yes.
if something he doesn't want to do, because it's going to be just, less
Okay.
headache for him, by all means. So that's this price. So we get to this document here. This is all of the equipment. The only difference between this one and the next one is with this one, we did the Zip Cruise that has the one that Ed got to ride, which has the disc seat. And on the next one, it has the molded bucket seat. That's the only difference in the equipment that is shown between these two different pieces. It's just that different variation of the Zip Cruise.
And the only reason that we talked about that was because we are gonna have such little ones that it's safer for them to sit in a bucket rather than I don't care. I just.
No, I think the bucket's probably safer
Whatever's
than a
safer.
disc.
Okay.
I would say that you're going to probably fit a wider audience by having that, because if you can, it's just more inclusive, right? Too. So I think it's definitely the good way to go. And so that being said, this one, Zip Cruise on here is $19,865. The other one, the assisted, is cheaper than that.
Okay.
It's like 18,000 something. So this total cost for this one would come down a little bit more
Okay.
if I was to change that out. I know we did that after we had made a
Right.
conversation. We'd start talking
Right.
about it. So this is the total cost after your Sourcewell discount for the equipment for this one. I just said that would come down a little bit because we're changing out that Zip Cruise from the disc seat to the bucket seat.
Okay.
Now we get down a little further. I'm just going to go into, so this is the space that it's going to take up. So if you can kind of see like the aerial view, this is taking up the same footprint as what you already have there. That's kind of what we decided. We're just going to say, what can we fit in this space? And so there you go. You have your billows and your 2 to 5 structure. You have your Zip Cruise, and everything's all conglomerated into one section. And this would all be engineered wood fiber. So as we go down into the renderings, let me zoom out a little bit. You can see this is what it would look like. This would not be concrete. These would be black, but you'd have black plastic on top. You have your wood fiber in the middle, and everything would be all conglomerated together right there. So there's these ones. Now let me go down to the turf and engineered wood fiber one. These are the differences. So this is the total cost if we were to go ahead and do it with turf and engineered wood fiber. Let me just start at the picture so you guys can see the difference of what it is. So this is the layout that this design shows. So we're going to have this area is the turf. And then we separated the larger items that have a really large surfacing and just to kind of lower the cost down for as much as turf as we're going to need. So here's your 50-foot Zip Cruise. And then you'd have your swings over here where your Fulcrum seesaws are at currently. So Ed, you had mentioned that you would like to have things separate so that kids would have to run different locations and they can have different spots to hang out in. So that was kind of our way to be able to fit things without having them connected, so that you can keep your engineered wood fiber out of your turf. This space in between here is 16 feet, so there's ample space to be able to have. With this one, I was going to excavate all of this, all of the entire existing space. So all of this area in between here would be excavated as well. I would take the dirt from this and bring it all in here and backfill all of that, because I just didn't think you would want to have pea gravel in between. And it would just, so I think it'd look better if we just excavated everything out entirely and then brought in dirt, and then we just grass seeded in between these. So then you just have a nice grass pathway that goes all the way through to your swings. So you're not having to try to cross anybody else's path. So to be able to do that, we got to this number. So here's the good breakdown. The equipment did go down a little bit. So there's, you can see the cost difference. The one was $136. This is $134 too. So almost $1,800 difference saved across the difference in the zip crews. The engineered wood fiber cost is here. The surfacing playground is for the turf is right here. The site work is here, and then the installation is here. So the installation goes down just a little bit because the normal bay without the assisted, it has platforms on the end. And that's what adds in the extra cost too, is because you have to have these big platforms for the people to stand up on to get in. So there's just less foundations for us to have to do. So the installation does come down some. As you can see, we still have the excavation here for the site, 150 cubic yards. Spoils to be used to taper down from the edges of the concrete borders, making a smooth entryway into the playground. There will be an area between the zip crews and the turf area that has the pea gravel excavated and will need to have the dirt put back in place. Any excess spoils to be hauled off site. I do say that because sometimes you get down and the spoil, you think it's going to be good and usable dirt, and then sometimes it's just not, and you don't want it on site anymore. So we'd haul all that off, whatever you don't want. Yep.
So that price would go down. He and I talked about it quite a bit because, of course, we didn't want it to be that high. And presuming that Dwayne could come in and land and do some of the site work for us, we actually got it down to really close to where we had originally talked. So that we still had sufficient funds to do the bathroom and a little bit extra for, towards the cameras and stuff like that. So,
I think the main thing, we can remove the existing equipment.
okay,
We can remove the pea gravel.
okay, you got that?
That shouldn't be a problem.
Okay.
So there's 10,000.
As far as other site work goes, then we can provide, like, if we need to. So moving dirt costs money. So if we have to like excavate some money and you need a place to put that, we can provide a place for the excess dirt. I think that's probably as far as that, getting it to the point where then you guys can build it back up and do whatever work that you need to do to put the new equipment in. That's probably the extent of what we can do.
Okay, there was a tree that, I feel like,
I can go down to it a little bit.
that, that zip line, that's what I'll call it. To stick with the size that we had chosen, he did.
This one right
say,
here,
is
it's
that
a
correct?
little one.
We see that tree right there in the end, Dwayne. We might have to take a couple branches out there. We don't have to remove the tree, but just
Okay,
so that
okay.
we're legal.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
we could also do that also, correct? So that could
Sure.
stay like that. I don't think we have anything real close to the house next door. Is that correct? So we
Correct.
talked about
No,
that.
yeah, we stayed pretty good away
didn't
from
know
that. And we can always angle this differently.
There's a 7 feet variance, or do we have any of that?
Yeah, I mean, so basically, any of the basic prep work to get it to where these guys can come in and do the installation, we can do that.
Okay.
Um,
And the dumpster, There's just a
Yep.
lot of money there that we're gonna be able to take it back down to the.
I have a
Will say
280
too,
or something.
if you were comfortable with running in stone, this was with the turf company doing all the stone work. I also got a quote from them without them doing the stone work besides the last inch. So they will still come in and finish off the last inch. So like you don't have to be perfect.
Okay.
But it would save you another $10,000 off of this cost.
So
So
I think if you guys.
between that, they're
decide what you wanna do For that, and when we get down into the weeds, then I'll sit down with him and we'll
Yes.
work out what we
Yes.
can do. and
Yep.
what we
Yeah,
can't.
I didn't wanna ask you if you don't have enough time, I don't know, how many employees you've got, what Trent's got you doing now, so.
Well, yeah, it's just a matter of what we are capable of doing or not.
Okay.
And so you guys decide on what you want for the park.
Okay.
And then I'll sit down with him and we'll
Okay.
decide what we can and can't do. And
Okay.
we'll take care of the in the
Okay.
weeds.
I have a clarifying question.
Yep.
So on this version, as this rendering is showing,
Yep.
you're combining the engineered wood surface under the swings and then the
Zip cruise.
zip
Mhm.
cruise.
Yep.
But and then the turf under the main
Mhm.
elements. But you moved the swings,
Over to where the fulcrum seesaws are at.
okay,
And so you can kind of see up here.
yeah.
So like this is where the old ones are. So there was just a big open area over
So
on
it's
that
the
side.
opposite of kind of what I'm seeing though, the wood, the engineered wood would be under the, up there.
Yeah, it would be here and underneath this. And then this would be turf. So you'd have two areas of wood fiber and then this area would be turf, the main structures.
Yeah.
And some of the freestanding equipment would all be in turf. And then just these big areas. And that's kind of what I suggested to go in with anyways, initially, just to save money, is to just those areas that take up a big surface area, have really big safety zones. It's best to just do those with wood fiber if you're really trying to stay in a budget.
Especially on the zip.
You
they're
may-
just
Yeah.
zipping, so.
Yeah, there's nothing, their feet aren't really dragging or anything on
We have
that.
mats for underneath the swings, we
Yep.
already have them.
Yep.
Right?
So you may have answered this
We have some. We
previously.
can get more.
The turf,
Yep.
what kind of, because as I understand it, I didn't go, but the ones that you visited, nothing that was visited or that I've seen myself, I've never seen this turf used. I understand there's one at 20 something in Meridian near the Children's Museum in Indianapolis. More often than not, something else was used.
Yep.
Is there a heat issue? Does it hold heat?
No, so the turf
Kind
is
of
actually,
BPA's and all of the chemical safety stuff. Well,
Right.
how's it?
so you can do a couple different things. So the turf is actually going to be the coolest
Okay.
out of all the surfacing. So it
Okay.
runs about 20 degrees cooler than port in place will run. And it's going to be cooler than your wood fiber. Wood fiber is nice, it's cheap, but it's going to be very dirty.
Okay.
So that's really the biggest pitfall of that. And it's going to eventually just start degrading over time to where in 10 years, you got to excavate the whole space back out and put in all new fresh wood fiber
About 10 years.
in a 10 years time frame.
But every
So like certain places, like in Kokomo, we do all their parks and he's got a handful scheduled to do turf. Like I said, we went on there and I know we didn't see any with turf there. They have 34 parks, like I said.
I was just
and-
wondering why they didn't choose it initially.
So they are. So like Cutler Park, I'm working on right now with them. We'll be done with the next line of turf. So there's going to be a handful of parks there in Kokomo. They're staples, ones that they really want to make a statement with. They're going to be using turf to it. Yeah. That being said, Port in Place was the big craze probably the last 5 years.
Yeah.
It's starting to die out, and now everybody's going towards the turf. And so we are seeing, if you're going unitary surfacing, is seeing a big push on the turf side of things. Instead of the Port in Place, you get the 5-year warranty. Turf, you get a 15-year warranty.
Right.
So when it comes down to that, the quality of the turf is just, in my opinion, is just much better than the Port in Place is going to be.
It doesn't fade.
No. And then so you have different infills as well. So you can do a crumb rubber infill or you do a sand infill. Sometimes people get a little worried about like the rubber just
Yeah.
inside the turf. So that's understandable. You used to do the sand infill, which is what I actually had quoted
Okay.
on this. And so, yeah, I really love the turf. I think it's a way to keep your playground really nice and neat and clean. It keeps your equipment a lot cleaner. That being said, the equipment's good. It's made for the outdoors, right? So it can have stuff on it and it's going to be okay. But
What is the material exactly?
the turf,
Mhm.
so the turf is actually a nylon woven pattern, and it's got an omnidirectional, so it goes all different ways. When we looked at the different ones, there's a couple different variations.
Yeah.
But that's the one that I quoted was the Quest line. It looks more like your traditional grass. It looks like very realistic. But yeah, it's a nylon and it has a sand infill. That being said, turf like that, it's anti-static, antimicrobial. You're not going to get like mold growing in it, having kids picking up something to eat it. You're not going to have kids pulling any of the rubber crumb out to eat it. They're just going to be having sand. So, really economically and like safety reasons like that, it's very safe. And it does keep the playground nice and cool and clean. So, and just maintenance free, really, you don't have to go out there and constantly make sure everything's raked out and checking on it constantly like that. So, yep.
The one thing when I said it would be nice if kids ran from one place to another, that was older kids. The way we did, and after the last meeting, I went by and took a look at Chasey Park. We're going from 6 bays where there's an individual bay set up specifically for younger kids.
The swings.
The swings.
Yeah.
Down to 4 bays, and they're sharing with younger kids, and they're on the other side there. So if you're a mom with 2 or 3 kids or dad, and they want to swing, now you got to take the little ones from the playground or from that area over to there, where it seems to me if I had kids, younger kids, toddlers, I would rather the swings be all together for the littler area rather than this area. And then I got to take my 2 or 3 kids over to the other area. And I know it's not that big, but.
So you can see all your kiddos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you got pulling from that to the other instead of if you just had swings there, like it's kind of set up now. There's not a whole lot of them, but the kids' swings is specifically set up right there with all the other equipment. Or let's say you had a 6-year-old and you had a 2-year-old. Well, the 6-year-old wants to play on that area. Well, now you're going to leave and then the little one's crying. To me, on that area, it just seems like I would rather the swings be the kid swings be close to the
toddler ones
be close to the kid
like over here
play area.
So do you think can it be separated? Is that what you're saying?
So we actually have, so the way this is, these are arched bays. Let me go down and have another picture of just the swings. So right here, we could do however you wanted, but we have like for toddlers, we have a toddler T-swing. It's its own, it's just got a center post.
Yeah.
And it's like teed, and then you got 2 taller swings off there, and it has a 7-foot beam, so you don't have near the safety zone that you'd have to take up. So we could always add in, we could always add that in somewhere or take this off and do a different, or put them wherever you want. So yeah, if you would rather have, now let me go up here and see where we have space. So you could always, right here, we are up here with it, but we could take this off and we could always bring the toddler swings and have it jut out from one of these sections or come off right here. Instead, if you're wanting like the toddlers to be over this way closer, right? I could always put a toddler T-swing into the turf, or we could, right? Whatever you're thinking. But this is, I don't know how far that is, 50 foot at least. So, yeah. And that being said, like if you wanted to take this tree out, you could easily bring this right up in here and have it much closer, but just not all the way over here. It could just move up into this area. So it'd be much closer. I don't know. Just throwing out ideas. Or if you would rather these, we could move this over here and run it this way and move the swings over here in this location instead. Because this will fit here, and then this could fit up here running this way.
I think we had it that way once.
That's what the way it is set up now, isn't it? The swings are.
So the swings are facing, this way. Yeah. And let me face this because I think he has it labeled. Yeah, north is that way, actually, the way it was laid in there. So this is the south side, and they're facing north and south. But we could always bring these and bring them and face them east and west, and then bring this back over here, and it would fit. I know it would fit because I had Nick do it this morning, just to make sure that I could, if you said, hey, we would like to flip flop those, can that work? I know it'll work. Here we could actually have 2 bays. If you ever wanted to add in an extra bay up here, we'd have enough space to do another bay. That's why I left that in that location. If you do this over here in this location, I was unsure if you could because I didn't know how close you guys would feel like getting to that guy's fence there. And I don't know if there's an easement or something like that along those lines. So we just left it like this for now. But 100%, if you would rather see this over here or this over here, that doesn't really change too much in cost. It's just a matter of you tell me where you would want it. And we'd make sure I had it all laid out properly for our guys to go off of it.
Yeah. I'm gonna think about it.
And then my only other concern is when we set this up, and if wherever we put the restroom, the electrical comes from the alley. So whether we dig it or whether we run it above ground, that to me, I would rather know that before we start putting in playground equipment, before then we have to try and put electrical around. I don't know. You know, that's where.
So my recommendation is that we figure out where the bathroom is going to go first.
That's what.
And then then you guys don't worry about that. We'll take care of the infrastructure, the down in the weeds stuff. And then we'll put the playground on top of it.
I thought we had that figured. I thought you wanted it by the pavilion, is that all right?
Well, we never voted on it.
Well,
So,
okay.
so I
And
mean,
there
the
were
thing
some,
is
there were
we
some
should-
afterthoughts too on that, I think, when we said that.
You know, so I mean, we need to vote where we want the restroom. And then we need to vote, you know, or in my opinion, we need to figure out, I think it should be dug, which is gonna be a little bit more, so you're not having electrical lines running over the park to the restroom.
They won't. It'll all be underground.
Okay, that's.
Yeah.
So I think we need to decide about the surfacing more than.
Well,
much as anything,
weren't we
right?
setting this on hold until Mitch came?
Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, we'll do
Okay.
the final vote on that. I was just
Oh,
trying to
okay,
get
good. I was like, I don't.
the numbers where we had said, yes, this would work, and then I asked Dwayne about, and you had said, I don't care about the dog waste thing. To me, that can come out of our regular budget. That doesn't need to be included, or the picnic tables, we have budget for that. But I wanted to make, we don't have the price of the bathroom yet either.
And mentions, but
And I would say is what we could do, because I would say that we could vote on maybe adding some benches. And then that way it's included in the price. So when they're coming up with the design, I'd rather the benches be included in the design rather than.
See where they're
be an
at.
afterthought. And saying, well, where are we
Oh,
gonna put the
sure.
benches?
Yeah, I think that's important.
You know, so
Yeah.
I would recommend we vote on, and I don't know how many benches. You know, 2 or 3 benches where people could be spread out, you know, definitely 1 or 2 beside the little kids area. Where
Yeah,
parents could
like
sit there
3,
and
I
watch.
think.
Even have,
3, I thought was a good.
you could even put a backless bench or something here in the middle, you know, so you could sit and look either way. To look if there's anybody on this one or vice versa. But you could I feel like you could do one here, you know, you could do one here, a couple of them through the middle of here. So, yeah. And so like we said too, like these are the sizes that we need, but I can pick that block up and move it wherever, right? So like we can kind of determine where these need to sit.
Sure.
We know that this one's going to be, you know, the equipment, this is the cost difference between this one and that one, the first one. And you know, all, you know, when we go through, we determine which one we can sit down and go through what they can,
Yeah.
what they're going to want to do and what we can take off from there and go from there. Like realistically, if you did all the site work, this one can go down to like 280, right? So like this one can drop off a lot, compared to where we were at, but the other one can drop off some more too. So, and then if we add in benches on this, I left a spot for it. So I think I'd sent you guys some different options.
Yeah.
Just when
Right.
we can all determine which one you guys liked out of those
Sure.
and go from there. Put in a place where I'd say $6,000, $7,000, $8, somewhere around there would work.
Yeah, I'd recommend, if you know what equipment you want to put in that park, go ahead and approve that. And as far as the details of where it's placed and all that, then we can figure that out.
Okay.
You know, as far as where the bathroom goes and all the other stuff. But if we know what equipment's going to be used, then we can fit all that stuff together and get it done.
We
That's
have
a
the
great
equipment.
idea.
Yeah.
So we could go ahead and get that ordered because it's gonna
That's
take a
good.
while.
Yeah, I mean, and we know as far like with the bathroom,
Uh-huh.
we know that if you had do a prefab, you're looking at over 100,000, and we don't want to spend that much. We'll figure out where the bathroom's going to go, and as far as the cost goes, that piece then will be separate from what he's,
Okay,
you know.
okay.
But we can figure out, if you guys approve what equipment's got to be used, then we
Sure.
can figure out how it's all going to be placed in that space.
Yeah, we voted on that already.
Right.
So that's,
Okay.
that's
Did
good.
did we vote on that?
The
Yeah.
only thing we
Okay.
didn't vote on was the benches.
The
Right.
Oh, you're
benches.
right.
We didn't see any benches at that time.
And that's all down in the weed stuff. I
Yeah,
mean,
that's detailed.
that's a minor cost compared to all this other.
I think the main
Right.
thing
We'll
is the
do this
surfacing.
upgrade, We'll
Right,
get the
Figure out what
benches,
surfacing
we'll
it
get
is.
whatever minor pieces we need for it,
right.
and then
Yeah.
press
But
on.
yeah, I think that's a great idea. Yeah, because we can put the benches anywhere unless we want the kind
Yeah.
that goes through the, yeah.
So the ones I sent you were all embeds. Those are the steel ones I have that are embeds. If we were going to do like you're going to do a pad and we surface mount them, we have a lot more options in that style. I just sent you the ones that we could do as an embeds, just where they'll go right in the ground. They could go inside the playground, I guess, if you wanted to. We just got to make sure we have the safety zone for it. But so I say that. But yeah,
What do you think about that, Dwayne?
so
You're thinking about the ones
Yep.
that went down in and then we have to worry about theft or break falling over? What do you
No,
guys
that's-
think about that?
That's fine.
Yeah.
Honestly, as long as you guys are happy with the equipment that he wants to
Okay.
use, and that's what you guys want, then we'll fit it in there somewhere.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay,
That's what our last
Absolutely.
meeting was.
yeah.
yep, we did the
We
big.
did that.
Yep, that's where we picked all this in.
Yeah.
So, yep, you got two swings.
So we could get that rocking and rolling and then Dwayne could start rocking and rolling immediately on the other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the next question I have as far as timeline, as far as what lead time you guys need for this equipment, so that then we can anticipate when to start prepping the.
If we were to order that this week, I think it's coming in around the end of March, but we wouldn't be ready for you guys now until the end of April, really,
Okay,
probably.
I just don't want to tear equipment out prematurely.
Right. No, we could definitely work with you and get a really good number put on when we were like, I'll give you the exact date. We'll be there. Now, weather pending, right? It's springtime. It starts raining a ton and it slows us down in sections, but right, we work as close with you as we can
Okay,
at making sure we're down as little downtime as possible. And our project managers are pretty good at being on top of that.
Okay, I do have one question for you. The cameras are gonna power off of the electricity in the bathroom. Is that correct, or can we go off of a post? Because that might kind of set us back a little bit.
so as far as like program management, as far as how this would flow, the first thing we would do is we would deconstruct the park and then decide on where the bathroom's gonna go. Once we know where the bathroom's gonna go, then that will determine as far as getting power to it and getting
Okay.
water and sewer to it. Once we have that in place, then we can look at where we want to place cameras,
Okay,
and how we're gonna do that.
okay,
We'll get the equipment in place,
Okay.
And honestly, cameras are probably one of the last things we do.
Okay,
But you know, as far as how that would all flow, cameras is gonna be on kind of the back end of it.
okay,
Once we get everything in place, we know where we can get the best views. But,
that helps.
the main thing is once we get deconstructed and we know where the bathroom's gonna go, then we can go ahead and get utilities to it.
Sure.
And then once we have that, then the rest of it will just fall in place. It's not a big deal.
So Ed, is that something that you seem to be, be able to, you and Tammy and Dwayne, you wanna go out there and figure out where you want it at?
The bathroom, is that what
Yeah.
you're talking about?
Well, I already kind of, I mean, is there a specific, I know where I would like it, but
Around
Yeah.
this, is it
I would like it close to the pavilion,
Yeah,
like right there.
like on this left-hand side, or get rid of a
Yeah.
tree?
The
Yeah,
south side,
trees.
are you talking about?
No, that tree.
Right between
there's a
them.
Tree that was, gone.
Oh.
I guess
I
this
don't
could be
know.
old. I don't know. This was just on Google Earth, so.
I didn't
Because that
remember.
tree was taken out.
This
So
one?
There's a big open area
Oh,
right there.
okay. I didn't
So
remember.
that tree was split and it was taken out.
Hmm.
So before, that tree was there.
Gotcha.
But now that tree's not there and there's just a big open area right beside the pavilion.
So then we would have.
And the water's there, the sewer's there and everything else. And I look at Fansler Park. The restroom is close to the pavilion.
Mhm.
It's not like if I'm gonna have to walk all the way to the back corner to wash my hands or do something, then walk all the way back to the picnic table. I mean, it's just nice that everything is right there.
You
So-
can kind of look at it two ways. The playground's clear over here. Do we want it closer to, yes, I don't care. It doesn't make me any difference. I was just bringing that up too. Do you want it close to the pavilion and we want it closer for the kids?
Well,
Yeah, I
the
mean-
kids would still have to walk all the way to the back corner if they're playing in the playground.
So
They're walking from corner
that
to
swing
corner.
was basically on the back, right there on the edge of that.
Oh, okay.
So you can see where the border would touch, basically where that
Sure.
Fulcrum Seesaw was at. So they'd basically be right here. So the kids are going to walk from here to here. I think it feels maybe far on that picture, but I don't think that's that
Okay.
too far.
Do you have a
right now, water comes off of Monroe Street
Okay,
and feeds the water fountain we've got there. We can tap off of there. We can send that
perfect.
wherever. As far as sewer goes, we've got sewer on Monroe Street, we've got sewer on 12th Street. We can send it whichever
Okay.
direction we need to go.
Okay, so
Well, that's
then
fine.
we could also, we don't have electricity at the pavilion, so that's.
Electricity,
Yeah.
no, we don't have electricity at pavilions, but we have, there's power lines that run off of the alley
Okay,
that we can send it to,
okay,
and that shouldn't be a problem either.
okay. And you guys said you guys could do that when you did it. Okay, so that's.
I mean, Duke would have to do the initial part of it because it's gonna come off one of their poles.
Okay.
But once we have the initial power set to the bathroom, we can run power to the pavilion, wherever, to the
Okay.
cameras, wherever.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
See, the other thing is when you're talking cost wise, I think it would be better by the pavilion because if you want to stick with ADA, you're having to put a sidewalk all the way to the back alley there or to the back corner. So now how much is concrete going to cost to run?
Yeah, so it just.
I would keep the bathroom close to the pavilion.
Yeah.
Right,
Because
so
of utilities and stuff, yeah. Yeah, you've
That
already
makes
got
sense.
water line right there for the water
because now you're
fountain.
talking you're running concrete and it might be through some play areas and then that might affect, I mean, you're gonna have to go around the basketball court and everything else. So
Yeah.
I just think that it's just much easier
Okay.
Is that
cost wise.
close enough? Or do you need Ed to go over there, but you pretty much have
We
figured
have a
out?
general idea where it's at.
Yeah, that,
Okay, that's close enough.
honestly, that's a small piece of this.
Okay, all right, okay, thank you.
Well, let me ask you this, why don't we just take a vote on it? I don't think Mitch would care where the pavilion actually goes,
Bathroom.
or the bathroom
Oh, sure,
goes.
right,
So then that way, at least that's locked in.
sure,
And then that way, okay, it's already, the
great.
bathroom's locked in.
that's great.
So then that way, if Dwayne wants to start, okay, well, let's go out there. And I'm not, where specifically in that area, I could care less. I mean, I just think in the long run, concrete wise, sidewalks, all the utilities, with exception of the electric, everything's already up there. And then running from, if we want power to the pavilion, that's less power, I mean, it's right there too, so.
Right.
So I would just, I'd make a motion to, up to the left-hand side of the pavilion is to put the designated spot for the restroom.
All in favor? Okay. And we already picked out the equipment,
We're good on that.
so we're done on that. Do I need to sign anything on that?
So if you want to just get that equipment ordered, I'll just have to get the play, like the LSI one done.
Just so I don't forget, your guys coming tomorrow for the shades at the pool, correct? Okay.
Yep. I'll meet you out there. And so really, yeah, it comes down to just the surfacing now.
Okay.
You know, whatever, we can make it both work. You can fit it all in your existing footprint with just wood fiber for that 214, or we could go and actually come down a tiny bit because we're going to change out the zip crews to the assisted bay instead of the disc seat, or you go with the other route, and we can always get together and start whittling this down and see where we're really at. And if we wanted to even do that, and see where we're at on both of them at the end and do it that way, I'm fine with however you guys want to do it. You know me, I'm good.
Okay, I have one
to
more
do it.
question. Since we decided all that, the only thing we have to decide on is the surfacing. Then how soon do we need to let you know? Do I need to have a meeting in a week or two to let you know, or can that wait for another whole month, or do we need to get on their schedule?
I would have to call Owen. I'll have to call Forever Lawn and see where they're at with their stuff.
You let me know. And if then.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I'll have to call a meeting for that so that, okay. All right.
I will say they generally like at least a month to know to be able to get stuff ordered, because they don't just have it on hand. Everything they buy has to be made at the manufacturer to order. And so they don't have just like a warehouse full of it.
Okay.
Because they have to store it
Just
all.
not a big
And,
rule.
yeah, that'd be nice. But so I just want to be aware, like generally when we place it, I'll do it all at the same time so that we know, like, the equipment takes a month and a half to get in, or a month or so to get in. And so we have plenty of time for the Turks to get in and get on their schedule and make sure our schedules all mesh up. So the longer I wait on it, but if we know we got the equipment and I can just kind of put the bug in there and say, hey, we don't know if we're going to go with this or not, but we're going to be there installing around this time. So just maybe keep that on your eyes, on your horizon. And then if, where you guys say we don't want to do that, and it's no harm, no foul.
I did, Nick did call me today and he did tell me what he preferred. So if you guys want to tell me what you prefer, and it's the same, I don't know.
I think we need to.
Well, I
have
just
a
wait until
vote
Mitch
on
gets
that.
back.
Okay.
And then that way, and then just a total breakdown over everything on each playset.
So
I mean,
so this is the total breakdown, every single piece of equipment.
yeah.
And you just tell me if you want something else more broken down. So I have everything broken down for
Okay.
each piece of equipment, and then on this is the Play Pros equipment, or so this tells you the installation of it would be this much. This is how much this is how much the wood fiber costs. This is your plastic borders cost, and exactly how many you need. And then this is how much it costs for all the excavation work, the dumpster, grading and seeding of the site, and then tearing out all the old equipment. So those are the only thing I will admit that there's not on here. And I talked to Justin a bit about it because I realized it. We like to take, when we excavate all the dirt out, we take all the excess dirt and we use it to taper down on the thing. This time we're taking out a bunch of pea gravel. So we're not going to have as much dirt, right? So like on the one, if we just like the engineered wood fiber, if we take all of that out, I don't know how much dirt we're going to have to taper down our borders. So if you guys have dirt, then that'd be great. Otherwise I can supply it, but it's $55 a cubic yard.
Well, again, I would suggest that and actually we just had this with the site work we're doing for the new hotel. Do a line item for each thing. As far as like the pea gravel, we can come back and say, we'll excavate all the pea gravel out. If you need other dirt, then we can probably provide the fill dirt for that. But I would do each one of those items as a line item, and then we can come back and we'll negotiate, and say, okay, we can do this, we can do that.
Yep.
Take those items out of the total.
Okay, we're not gonna worry about the dirt thing, I mean, the cost of the dirt, I mean, he's.
It's not gonna be that much, and if they can, like, the only one I was thinking about is the one where it's all engineered wood fiber, because we're not excavating any dirt. Whereas the other ones where we're gonna put maybe the swings or that we're gonna have fresh dirt to be able to use.
Yeah.
So and then you don't know exactly how many cubic yards I'll maybe need because of that, but it's not gonna really raise the cost of the project by a bunch. That's just my only thing I wanted to put out there so that you guys are aware of it.
We'll go dig out
Okay.
Dwayne's backyard.
Yeah, we can do that.
So yeah, I'm free to get whenever you guys want to get together, or Dwayne, whenever you guys want to go through this and narrow it down too, we can do
Just
that.
Give him, he's got it.
Yeah.
He can go through.
Just
You've
mark
got
it
the
up.
Paper, right? I
Yeah.
gave you, and you can just go through and say, we can do this, da, da, da. And you can just email him, you guys do that.
Mhm.
And then you can come up with the final price and send it to me, okay? All right.
Dwayne at Janelle Mulligan. Dwayne. Janelle Mulligan, a few meetings ago,
Yeah.
from Blackadder Field, we voted that any old equipment or playground equipment that they're gonna have first dibs on. So when we start to do that, we get a hold of Blackadder Field, and then they'd be like, okay, could this be just delivered right out there? And then that way it's out of our hands. So I just want to make sure that when we go to start tearing stuff out, that it has a home and it could be repurposed out there.
Yeah,
Thanks.
Okay.
and if not, then it's Lewis.
Repurpose it.
Yeah,
if
that's
it's
something new.
not good,
Yeah,
we don't wanna give
yeah.
them our crap,
There's
but
a
if it's
couple good
something good,
pieces. There's a couple good pieces there. they
Yeah.
could
I
use.
mean, I don't know how many cracks that slide's got. and whatever.
Yeah, we'll make that coordination before we start tearing stuff out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, I just wanted to.
Okay.
Yep.
Bryce, is there anything else? I
think
appreciate
that's
you
really it.
coming tonight, and you can get with Dwayne, we'll get with you, and then you
Yep.
can get us the thing, and then I'll just call a meeting and we'll just get it done.
Yep.
Yep.
Get it figured out, okay, then you can get the stuff ordered, and
Yep.
thank you, I
Yeah.
hope you feel better.
Appreciate your guys' time. We'll get all this board wrapped up for you guys too. Maybe.
Wayne, do you wanna go ahead?
But
Everything in the park is going good, same as normal, playing in the snow a lot lately. Between shoveling it and snow piling. Did get all the benches that picnic tables that we ordered, those are all made, just gotta get a
Nice.
couple of them out the door, so.
Can we put two at JC?
Yep, that's where the last of, I just
Hey,
can't
Greg.
drive to the snow to get up
Put
that.
two of the
snow.
new ones there?
So the plan is for this next set of new ones, we're gonna hit all the other parks first. So like, yeah, at the golf course, the pavilion we got there, the small one, not
There's two on that pavilion right across from the.
the one that's up by,
Oh, yeah, I thought you were gonna do the golf course on the lawn.
no.
Yeah,
All the smaller
okay.
ones, we'll hit all those, get all those replaced.
Okay.
and we'll
Okay,
Come back and,
okay, now we're talking about that, so I don't forget, Anna Rowe is doing a garden for the
Community
now, community. And I told her I didn't know if we possibly might end up with a couple extra tables that we could donate to her over in that garden. Because we just ordered more. Would that be a possibility that we could take them, do you know where she's gonna put that garden at, right across from, I just thought I'd ask you. I said maybe we'd have some extras.
of the woodlands,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So Linda, you can tell in the back, okay?
You just want to do a vote on it just to make sure it's official.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I'm just, that's a
I
question.
don't know.
I would just say we vote on it and then that way. I didn't
I
say,
think
well,
that's
Okay, go ahead.
I'd make a motion to donate 2 tables to the community garden. Where's it gonna be located at?
on Pontiac Street across from the sledding hill.
Right next door to Convergence.
Okay,
open lot there.
okay.
A second.
Okay, sorry, I didn't mean to.
I just want to make sure that
Okay.
this way nobody comes back and says, well,
Yes.
why'd you give her
Yeah,
whatever. I just-
stable.
Sure,
Okay, all right, sorry. Go ahead,
yeah.
Landon.
Other than that, everything's going great.
So you will get a couple. I'm
Yes,
sorry,
I will get
My day is just,
You're
I
okay.
had a lot going on the
Yeah.
last few days, so you guys are planning on putting the tables, that's okay with you guys, that they put in across from the B and Ks, and we didn't really
Yeah, just
discuss that.
Divvy them up wherever you can
Is
use them.
that what you think?
I think it's a good idea because I was actually thinking the same thing because then that way there's two tables there. The bike trail is right there.
Yes.
We're upgrading the bike trail and
Sure.
everything else. So that way those tables could be
Sure.
used. And then I think Fansler, did they have 3 or 4 tables over
They
there?
had 4 wooden tables in the past at Fansler.
Yeah.
And right now, the new ones are at pavilions, but they're going to be moved around.
Right. And then that way it'd be 6, 7, 8. And then I'd say that one in that one pavilion, there's 5 tables and one of them's a wooden one. And then there might be one extra.
We have the pavilion at the beach, and those tables are nasty. So what do you think, Dwayne? Do you think putting the brown ones there would be better than those wooden ones? Because they really are snarly.
The ones at the beach are the,
Plastic.
those are those are recycled plastic.
You guys want to think about it, but they're pretty nasty looking.
At some point, we need to replace those.
Okay, you just want to leave like they are then? Okay. Just as simple.
My thought is with the number that we have, that we would replace at the smaller pavilions so that they're all the same. And
Sure.
those pavilions are done.
Okay, that sounds great.
And, the bigger ones, as time goes, we'll attack those and get those filled out.
Bryce, you can head on out.
You sure? I don't want to interrupt anybody.
No,
no,
You
you're
guys
good.
are not done anyways.
Grab a cookie.
We're good.
There's this too. I'll leave that there. I appreciate you guys. Just let me
Thank
know.
you so
I'll give it a
much.
try.
You guys have a good one.
All right, man.
Go get some rest.
Okay. So you're done? Okay,
Yeah,
thanks, Dwayne.
So, we did remove that tree next to Pavilion 1. That was an issue that
Oh,
came down
okay.
this week.
Good.
And then I don't know if Lindsay's going to talk some more about this, but they did get the square program set up. They'll talk about some more about
Okay.
that, but
Okay.
as far as that goes.
Okay.
Other than that, we're just waiting for spring and all the stuff that goes on with that. It's going to be busy. Something, well, I guess this would fall under new business, but so it's slowly happening, but believe it or not, Rochester is growing. And we've added more responsibility for the city as far as what we take care of. In the past, any city controlled sidewalks, and I'm talking 4th Street, now Apache Drive, McDonald Drive, the downtown, we could take care of cleaning those sidewalks off. And then we also have the walking path, and now we have the just my brain did. Yeah, so we have, going between 18th Street and 12th Street, we have that path that we take care of maintaining now. And that, and we also take care of the walking path clear out to the airport. And I know we have a city council member that's been pushing to try to enlarge our walking path area. So something to kind of put on our radar is right now, the piece of equipment that we use for cleaning that belongs to the waste treatment plant. And it belongs to them, and the street department has been responsible for cleaning those areas off. And that also includes the walking path between the park and the high school and the sidewalk on Pontiac and on 13th Street for the high school kids for walking. So the city, not just the parks, but the city as a whole, we're responsible for quite a bit of cleaning for those areas for people to walk. And we've been relying on a piece of equipment that belongs to a waste treatment plant, and the street department's been operating it. And it's getting to the end of its life. And so Gary was supposed to come here tonight to talk about some of that. But sometime in the future, we want to have a discussion about buying a new piece of equipment that we can use to clear all that stuff off that has a big rotary brush on it. And I can tell you it's going to be in a cost range of a piece of golf equipment, kind of stuff that we use for the golf course. We're probably pushing close to $100,000 piece of equipment.
And that's for everything in town,
Yeah.
not just the park.
Not just the parks. And so I think, and Gary has talked about, our capital expenditure plan. So we're probably going to add that piece to that plan. And then at some point, when it comes to where we need to do that, what we'd like to do is to pull some of the cost for that from the parks, some of it from the city, to cover those expenditures. Because like the walking path, that's really kind of the parks. And then of course sidewalks is the city. So it's going to be kind of we'll have to negotiate, I guess, of where that cost division is going to be, who's going to pay for what. But I just want to put that out there for you guys' radar that at some point in time we're going to look at this. The funny thing is that this thing comes around every year. Randy and I were just talking about this the other day. It's like because the snow we had on Monday, when my guys were done, actually the supervisor for the street department went out with that piece of machine and took care of all the walking path. And so he was out there a couple extra hours past my guys. When you get around like at the hospital, there's a place where like there's a grade that goes up. I could get out and walk faster than this thing would run. I mean, it has no guts to it. And so it's like I said something to Randy the other day, and so he went back and he pulled some files out. It's like, we looked at this last year about the same time. It was like with 2 days within the time frame that we had talked about it the year before. And it's like, we got to do something about this because we talked about it last year and now it's a problem this year.
So what else is it besides the walking path that you guys do for the parks that you use that piece?
So the walking path, and again, so, like I say, we have a city council member that's talking about wanting to expand our walking path area. And then we have the nickel plate that we take care of between 12th and 18th Street. And then we have the sidewalks to do for, the clear path for the students to walk between the high school and 13th Street, Pontiac, and between the park and the high school. So, I mean, there's quite a bit, and it's expanding as we continue to grow.
The parks have quite a bit, you're saying?
The parks is a piece of that. And so what I'm thinking is also, then we also have, now we're taking care of the wellness center, we're taking care of the senior center. And so we have a lot of stuff that the city is responsible for, not just the parks, but the city as a whole that we're responsible for. So at some point, we're probably going to come back and talk about how we're going to cost share each new equipment. So I just want to just bring that up so it's on your radar that.
Is there not something that the parks could buy, just something small, just to do our stuff, or are you needing our money?
Well, I think the smart thing to do with our money is to buy a piece of equipment that we both can share, and then we'll decide who's gonna operate it. I mean, honestly, I think at some point, I would like to hand that off to the parks, that we'd be responsible for taking care of that. I mean, I wanna keep this guy busy doing stuff, you know, and he gets kind of bored, and he's constantly asking me about what I can do, and it's like, okay, so I wanna give him something to do.
So he could just try to do stuff for the city too.
Yeah,
just to-
exactly.
To keep him busy, yeah,
Yeah.
and you guys have done so much for us.
Yeah.
That I sure don't have a problem, I mean, it's all of our decision, but you know, we're like, hey, Dwayne, can you come and do this? Well,
Right.
I know the city employees are gonna be coming
Right.
along with you, so yeah.
So anyway, I just wanted to put that up on your radar,
Sure,
that, you know, at some point, we're
Right.
probably gonna be coming talking about a specific piece of equipment to clean all that stuff off,
Okay.
so.
all right,
Other than that, that's all I've got, unless you have any questions about anything. Actually, I do have a question for you guys, and Kim, have you talked to anybody from Budden,
I haven't talked to him for a little bit, no.
as far as getting like the slide and the?
You know what, this cold weather, I'm thinking, you know, because they were gonna have the sunshades up by now, and I think because of the snow and all that, that they're waiting till they can come and not work through the snow, which I know.
Okay,
So it'd probably be a little bit more. I was gonna tell you that I have to meet him at the pool tomorrow, if anybody wants to meet me. That I just have to pick out the places where they put the poles for the sunshades, so we gotta kind of stand there and eyeball it, so if I could
okay,
get with you guys, or if you guys wanna
What
join
time are
me.
you doing?
They haven't let me know yet.
okay,
If you could
Alright.
let us know.
Yeah, so, I
Okay.
mean, it's probably gonna be pretty simple. We'll probably just go from this end and this end and make
Okay.
it look proportioned, but still stay away from everybody else. And then on over where the baby pool is at, kind of the same thing. Let's make it look even or come out right and not have
Right.
nothing there or whatever. So I just have to do that. So then they're gonna be coming really quick
all right.
to do
So the
that.
slide, is that coming to them or is that coming to us?
They have it and it's assembled and they're bringing it that way.
Okay,
So all
Okay.
that headache will be done. The last time I talked to him,
all right,
that's what he told me that he was gonna do, was get it assembled, which made sense in the heat, whatever, and then they would just drive it here.
okay.
So
So we have the climbing wall that's on a pallet, so whenever they're ready, then we can bring
Yes.
that over.
yes, and you know, I was kind of hoping, but yeah, since they're, and I understand why they want to come and do this, because they can get it done and out of the way, because once it gets warmer, they have a lot more stuff to do, so. But I will ask Gerald on that,
Okay,
when he
Alright.
plans on coming and doing that, so that we can have the climbing wall. Where is it? Over there?
it's over in the fourth,
Okay, so that he
warehouse.
can have it there.
yeah.
Um,
I just want to make sure you get an idea of the timelines.
I will call them for you tomorrow and find that
Okay.
out, and I will let you guys know when I'm meeting them, if you guys wanna come over and help. Okay, that would-
Yeah, if I'm available.
Yeah.
That's all.
So, they wanna come and get that board and done, so when they come with them, it's just get one part of that puzzle done, so we can get that done. Okay, okay, is that it?
Yep,
Okay, I gave you all a piece of paper about grant help. So I went through your emails in your list, I sent your far right. So the list that was in the email of everything, you guys gonna work on like. Yeah, like dog waste station, benches, well, you know, the ADA compliant sidewalks, all this stuff. I made this into a document and spoke with Northern Indiana Community Foundation. And my reply from Hannah was, you should fill out an impact grant application. Most of these projects are likely over the $25,000 threshold, but if not, you can apply for a community support grant. And then also check Everwise grant opportunity, which is due by March 1st. And then she said you could complete a township grant application because people from each township visit the park, so you can apply to multiple townships if it applies.
Okay,
So that's just where I got so far with the information, and then I can start
Okay.
looking into
okay,
each of these grants.
And just, for the, just so we know, like, who's all going to the community foundation on behalf of the Parks Department. I already applied for a community foundation grant for the summer parks program, and I already applied for an Everwise grant. She sent me both of those grant opportunities, so just like, and I don't know what their threshold is, but I know that something that they will consider is how much money have they given to that organization in a fiscal year.
Right.
So just like,
We need to communicate better on that too, just like if you're gonna apply for it, like sure.
I always apply for it every year.
Well, let us
Yeah.
know, and this is what I'm saying.
I will always do it like January and February.
Let us
so
know
just put
before
that
you.
down there.
Okay, I'm gonna remember that. You let us know.
Well, I'll just tell you now.
Let me finish this.
January,
Let me finish
February.
my statement. Before you do it, we can make sure that someone doesn't apply to what you're applying for, so that it could be out of the.
It probably won't.
Okay.
But yeah, it's all, cause like what I applied for is, that's what I'm saying, like it won't, like it's educational materials that are only applicable for the Parks Department, like the program. So that's why,
Okay.
like it won't be, and I always do it in January and February.
Okay.
And I'm only telling you that, like being assertive like that, cause I won't remember to tell you.
I'm not gonna remember it either. so.
Yeah.
If it doesn't, if it's not going back, it's not gonna affect this, then I'm not.
Yeah,
Worry about it.
I just wanted to be it. Yeah.
Okay, so then the last couple weeks, really, Lindsay and I have been working on setting up the parks program. We can now take payments on the website through Square, and it's amazing, and it all goes straight through Square. There's no processing fees with the website. I've already tested it out. I did a $1 donation, and the cool thing with it is we can start taking donations online. So that's what that little pamphlet is for, that picture where it says donations. That's just a sample that I just popped up today just to get an idea. People can donate $1, they can donate up to $10,000. They can do a monthly, kind of like a monthly subscription. It all goes straight to Square, so there's nothing on the website that has to be transferred over to a bank account. And with that, we could do specific events. So like you could put a donation button for the fundraiser for any of the events that we're doing. So I usually make a page, like Swing for the Parks has its own page. Light at the Park has its own page. They can just click and donate specifically to Light at the Park, specifically to Swing for the Parks. So now we can actually take online payments, but still allow the option of people to send in and make cash or check payments. So I just thought that was really exciting. And now Lindsay doesn't have to manage 1,000 different invoices and everything. They have to do it online. And then it sends them an automated email once they pay for their membership, pay for their weeks. And then it lets them finish the registration. So then they list out each camper, their medical conditions, their t-shirt size. And then that all goes automatically into a spreadsheet that she just manages. So that's what we've been working on for a while.
This also eliminates me having to do all the invoicing while at the parks program, which is what I had to do because it was taking 5 hours and I would have blown out all of my hours. So I had to do it there. So now I don't have to do it anymore and I can be where I need to be instead.
So with your guys' permission, I want to make sure that I can start moving forward with creating a donations page online. Similar to that, it would be what you guys wanted, like where they could pay a 10, a 20, where there's just a standard donation page. Above can say, if you prefer to send in a check or cash, here's the information, make sure you put in the memo, what all that's for. I just want your permission that I'm able to do that, and then ongoing with each event that we're doing, that there's a clickable button just to donate to that specific fundraiser.
And where did you say again it went to then?
Where?
And then you will handle that, or that will go?
It's all handled through, Beth and I have already spoke about it.
Okay.
Yep, if Karen will basically get all the settlements,
Okay.
it's all together, it's in
Yep.
one place, I won't have to transfer anything.
Right.
Okay.
Yep, and there's no additional processing fees, so it's only the Square processing fees.
Do we need to vote?
I would, just to make sure, I just make a motion.
I
Oh,
second.
Okay.
No.
okay, I just make a motion
Yeah.
that, on our, website, we have a donation page.
Yeah, I second that. Awesome.
All right, okay.
I got one thing, hang on. Okay, and then I do have a proposal for myself. So when I began doing this project, it was mostly just social media. It's now turned into, I am your secretary, I'm your grant writer. I'm doing the project management, I'm creating the flyers for all the additional events we have going on. Like I've already made 3 new flyers for Friends for the Parks.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing more marketing, and now that we have the availability, we have more stuff coming up. And like today, I'm out of time for it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm already done.
Monday.
And it's Monday, and I should have. I typically work 5 hours for you every week.
Mm-hmm.
So my proposal is adding an additional 3 hours a week for the next 46 weeks. That's the remainder of the year. That would be an additional 8,900 for the rest of the year. And then we can maybe reevaluate January 2027 to see like, maybe that was too much and maybe just go back down to 5. But I truly feel like even delegating tasks, you know, I still have to design it, post it, and, you know, do all that stuff. So it's still taking me a lot of time, which I enjoy doing, but I have other, can't always like
Right.
doing hours for next week. Some weeks are fine and I can do that, but I wanted to propose that if we could just do that for the remainder of the year and then see how it goes.
That's not really something that I don't feel that we can decide here. Do you agree, Dwayne? I need to talk to Beth. We've done the.
Also, and Beth would be here for that.
Yeah, we've
No,
done
I
the
support
budget
that.
for the year. Pardon?
I support that. In fact, and I've already talked to Beth about this, for future years, my plan this year, and I hadn't talked to you about it before, but we really need to start looking at for our future growth. And this is part of the 5-year plan thing, but at some point in time, like my position as the superintendent or director, or whatever you want to call it, I don't care, that position eventually become an independent from the street department, that it's its own entity and a full-time or part-time position. But that would also include somebody that does the kind of work that she does and that what Lindsay does. We have a big budget for our parks, and if you look at other municipalities at our size, we have people in place that do just the park work that's not separated out from street department or whatever. So I support what she wants to do because that is going to help our parks program grow. I think at some point in time in the future, and I'm not saying like next year, 5 years, 10 years,
Right.
that you have a independent, separate parks director, that you have a parks person that does the kind of work that Lindsay's doing, the kind of work that Jesse's doing, so that our parks have, you know, different programs. That somebody is focusing on what it takes to grow our parks program, and we can take this. I mean, you have to really kind of think outside the box and just get rid of the paradigm that we have been operating under in the past, and say we can take this and we can develop this into different projects, different things that can be done under the realm of the parks program. So what she's asking about is just a small piece of that. So
Yeah,
I fully support that. I fully support that.
Yeah.
Because I think my tasks, because I can do all these tasks, it's just initially it was just, hey, let's just do the social media, let's
Right,
take photos.
right.
But now I'm adding project
Right.
management, grant writing, all this to my
Right.
list, which I'm capable of doing. And with Friends of the Park, she needs me to.
I mostly
Organize.
like with the parks are growing. We have like thinking about like where we used to be and where we are now, like we're on fire. Like the whole department is on fire. Like things are going good. We've got people invested in wanting to get more involved in the parks, those kind of things. And like when I was in corporate working in marketing, I had to get like there's a brand now. Like we have a brand. It's the Rochester Parks and Recreation. Like I have to write that in when I email people and all that. Like when I wrote letters of recommendation, like all. So it's we have a brand, and now I have to, as the program director, make sure that all of the stuff that we're putting out on that's community facing is the font's right. The logos are okay. Like I put the logo in the right spot. Like, and so I had to share that with her because we have multiple, so like now I'm like, that was like my manager of my marketing person that I reported to, that I had to get, and now I have to get it from her too. So when, like that was another thought that pops up
Yeah, cause I'm,
with this.
because really like I'm doing parks program marketing and social media, golf marketing and social media, pool marketing and social media, park events.
And maybe we can delegate some of that back to us. for Friends
This
of
is
the
what I'm
Park.
saying is like I'm delegating as much as I can.
Right.
A lot of this is still need to be done.
Right.
5 hours isn't
Lindsay,
enough.
if you can do more, cut back, you can't. Okay, this is what I'm gonna tell you. I've had very long talks with Beth. I'm sure Dwayne has too. We have no idea what our budget's gonna be like next year. She went to a full week seminar and they've already told us we are gonna be cut like crazy and we're gonna be cut like crazy the next year. She can't even give us a number yet.
For
So
this
at
year?
this point in time, I don't know if we're still gonna have a parks program next year. It's very, very serious how much they're gonna cut us. And we can't even get a number yet. So I'm already thinking, is it the golf course? Is it the parks program? Is it the pool? I mean, it's a big step and we're gonna have to really tighten in our belts. You do a fantastic job, but I need to sit down and talk with Beth about it, and that has to be a vote between us, and Mitch has to be here. We may have to just not do some of the stuff that we do or something. I mean,
That's also the first time that, or at least I'm hearing what you just said about the cuts.
right, yeah.
You know, so that
exactly.
needs to be disseminated amongst all of us that are
And I do have a
involved.
minimum of hours. So if my hours now, if they go down, then I don't work for you guys anymore.
Right, I
My max-
understand
and my
that. I'm
max
just
is
telling
10,
you,
so I'm
and
off-
Wayne, you know this is coming.
Well, and you're right, I understand that. At the same time, also, just to put things in perspective, the park budget is almost on par with the street department budget, and I have 9 people that work for me.
And we have a pool and a golf.
I understand that.
Yeah,
But we're paying for 9 people to take care of the streets.
mhm.
And right now, the only full-time person we have that work for the parks is Landon.
Mhm.
So there is room if we just, and that's the one thing that I want to do is to look at our budget and start moving some of those numbers around that we can add people, because the people is what's going to make the park program work.
So even if there's some of those cuts happen, perhaps we can adjust
Yes.
budget
I am comfortable that the $8,900 she's talking about can be fit in our budget somewhere.
And
And so-
I hope it can,
Yeah,
personally, because
I have
I
to
think
talk
we
to
need
Beth
it.
first.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I understand that.
I sent her home with that.
Yeah, I mean,
Right.
she has had very serious talks with me. That's why we need to bring some things in Rochester so that we have some more revenue. It's very serious.
And I have brought in multiple thousands of dollars doing
You
fundraising for
do
you
a
guys too.
fantastic
So I just
job.
wanna
I'm
know,
not
like
saying that.
I know that I'm to be utilized more, but this week I can't. do
I don't
anything
think
else for
we
you
can
guys.
discount what she's proposing in any way at this
No,
point.
no.
I think we need to, as again, I'll just reiterate what I just said. We haven't been included on any of these conversations about budget cuts and whatever, so I don't think we can. Ed?
And this-
I mean,
You know, my opinion, you're definitely worth it.
I
You know,
agree.
that's not the issue. You know, the issue is, I'd just like to talk about, I'm sure that listening,
It's
we have room
$8,900
in our budget for
Yeah.
personnel. You know, that's always been, there's always been a lot of money when it comes time for park personnel in our budget. I'm just, my only concern is if we just hold off until next meeting where we could get with Beth and just make sure that she's on board with it.
And-
I don't
and
think
Mitch,
you don't have to sell yourself or anything
Yeah.
else. You've already
No,
said
no.
enough.
You know how we feel
For
about you
me,
and what you do.
you
No,
know,
I'm not
you're
saying
golden.
that.
I just want to hear with Beth or,
And I was hoping she'd be here. That's why I gave her. a
Yeah.
favor and stuff
If
today.
we can find the
If you
money,
look
I
at, like,
propose
marketing,
we go ahead.
You have to invest in marketing to make money. And that's what she's doing. Like, she's making you guys a lot of money. So like,
I agree with
yeah,
that.
just thinking,
I
when you're thinking
understand
about,
that.
like, you gotta, like, return on investment.
Right.
And she's
Right.
gonna give you a return on your
And
investment.
that's not.
And I
the
am
issue.
proposing just till the remainder of the year too. So it's not, we don't have to go into, even if you
Just for
don't
the
know about
remainder of
next
the
year.
year.
Just, this is just till the end of this year. And then next year we can reevaluate, well, maybe we didn't need the extra 3 hours.
And
we'll
you
just go
guys
back
got
to
your
the five.
cuts too.
No, you're doing more than we asked you to
Right.
do.
No.
Well, and I
You
wanna,
know,
I have
originally,
a range of
we were just kinda-
services, and I wanna offer what I can, but I'm just limited in my time. Cause I have other clients, so I can't allocate
Right,
this time to
Right.
like work extra,
Right.
you know, I do volunteer for other
Right.
people that I just don't.
right.
Yeah, I'm on board of.
I will just have to talk with.
I
Matt.
think if we
Yeah.
can get the money, I'd be up for it.
So I think,
It's there.
I wasn't prepared to talk about this tonight, but if I was, I would have had our budget stuff here, but
Yeah.
I'm sure we have room in our, as far as our
To
employment.
move some of
As
that.
far as
over.
we can move money
Yeah.
around to take care of that. I'm sure we can, for this year, that's not gonna be a problem. Next year, that's when we need to look at, I mean, cause we already have a budget set for this year. We already know how much money that we have, that we're allocating for, the different line items in our budget. So it's just a matter of moving some money around, and I'm sure we can make that happen for this year. The real talk is gonna be how things go forward after this year with, the SB1 and what that's gonna do to, how much money we're gonna be bringing in.
SB 134.
Yeah.
Yeah, then like,
It
you know,
was,
like,
it was
so-
just cutting.
I'm not.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we don't have to make a decision tonight.
No,
I
we
can
don't.
Yeah.
definitely. at
but
the
I'm
next
getting
meeting-
comments
we
from,
cool, but-
Kim saying,
Right.
well, where's all your hours at this week?
Oh.
I've used them, like, now one day goes pretty
Realize that
quickly.
you would be doing that much for Lindsay.
That's what I did last year too, and that's what I proposed at the last meeting, like now I switch into Lindsay
And
stuff.
those hours
So-
were approved too.
Yes.
Like I communicated what she does.
So,
Next
yeah.
year, she won't have to help.
As
It was
much,
just
we have it
that
set
like
up.
we
Right.
had to build
Yeah,
everything
right.
from scratch.
Right,
Like
right.
there was nothing there. So
I
like,
spent 8 hours one day just.
you
trying
know,
to
we're
figure out
only
the
in year
site.
3 of this.
Right.
So yeah, like next year it'll be fine and it'll be so much easier and she won't have to help me as much.
In light of the parks more,
And so what do we pay you now a week?
Let's see, for 5 hours.
5 hours, right?
Yeah, $325 a week.
Yeah.
So I'm asking for.
I couldn't remember and so, okay,
500.
all right. Okay, you know I love you and I think.
I appreciate you guys, and I
I'm just
appreciate
not
your.
gonna get smacked by dust. Because we did.
Nobody wants to
Not
be
talking to her.
Yeah.
position.
Well, more time to do grant writing and more fundraising, make more money, so.
That's right. That's right.
Okay,
But that is all I have, I just
Okay.
wanted to.
okay, thank you, dear, I appreciate it.
Yep.
Lindsay Lou.
Okay, I'll be real quick. We're waiting to hear from the Indiana Arts Commission grant. We should hear from them this week. I was told if we don't get that, there's another grant I'll turn around and apply for. It's very similar. And it was for America 250 activities, which we've altered our curriculum to integrate. I already told you guys about that. We launched recruitment and we are over halfway full with our camp leaders and it's only been a week. So I really want 3 more boys and we need 3 more girls. And I have someone that I'm gonna call that I think will be able to help source those. We have 1 person from Caston this year. I'm excited about that. And we should have a couple from Valley. So we've gotten, that's been awesome. We're finally online. It's way easier. Like, yeah, we already talked about that. I'll be working out to Shoppers Guide and newspaper to help us advertise for registration soon because,
Sorry.
because our website's now like up and going. It took some time to figure that out, but we're good. And then Friends of the Park they're pretty self-sufficient. So like I did send Jessica some stuff for her to make sure that it matches branding. But for the most part, like we're gonna be taking care of everything. Like we have we had our first little get together and we had 5 women that were there just as like initial committee members. and some initiatives that we're focusing on are a partner, which Kim was there. We had a conversation with partnering with the school corporation on advertising more of like a nature benefit to helping detox from the technology to mitigate some of the academic and behavioral and mental health challenges and physical challenges that are happening in Fulton County. So that's going to be one of our first initiatives. I'm meeting with Jana Vance tomorrow to talk about that, as well as like transportation and all that kind of stuff. So, and then they're going to be also helping with, we have like an event that we're doing, the music and movie event that we talked about. They're going to also be recruiting to help for Lights at the Park. So they're going to be like the voice and getting out there. They also said that they have kids. So they'll be taking videos and pictures and sending them to Jessica. So then that will help like kind of cut down on some of the responsibilities that she has for going out. So we've created a file for them to start uploading some of the pictures and stuff. So that was, and then we'll be meeting again on March 7th. We'll meet at the coffee house. We just chit chat. Our next initiatives are going to be that partnership with the school corporation on hosting a community discussion around, like, that's where we'll advertise all the stuff that's happening in the parks. So then parents know about like, hey, the parks are, here, but then they'll also do something related to like a book study. I think that they'll do something with school. Yeah. And like we applied, like I already said, we applied for a community foundation grant, and then also, the Everwise, and after that should be, I'm trying to apply for a Walmart grant, but we have to have some government letter that says that we don't have, and then I would need to research, but I think I have a workaround around that. So I'm still gonna apply I'm gonna try to apply for a Walmart grant. I still got that one. So but other than that, I think I'm all granted. I got all my grants and my grant ducks in a row. And yeah, we have over 50% of our camp leaders return every year.
Good.
Right? Like, I feel like that's really good.
So like with Friends of the Park and stuff, and excuse me if I've totally missed this, but so real quick, my sister lives in Portland, Oregon. They have a lot of park stuff going on. Okay. So I was talking about doing pickleball, and I want to learn how to do pickleball. And she's like, doesn't your parks program have a teaching class, like a learning class for pickleball? And I'm like,
We do have pickleball courts.
we
over
have
by the
courts, but
Scott Kistler.
so I'm just wondering, is that kind of stuff that you're gonna kind of in general go towards too?
We can for sure. I can
Just in general, I mean, is
so
that
like
kind of your
friends,
focus too,
so
or?
that's more of like what he's talking about, a park program director.
Okay.
Like that's more what they do.
You're more on the education side.
They're more on community outreach.
Okay.
And like getting people
Community outreach. Okay.
and like getting people to the parks. Like they would be like the community voice that you would want to tap into when you were making changes, like tearing down Manitou Mountain, like those kinds of things.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
that's gonna be them.
Okay. I'm
And-
kind of clarifying.
Yeah, and then
Okay.
they'll also like they'll be at like our events saying like, oh hey, do you want to donate to the
Yeah.
parks? Like,
Perfect.
like those kinds of, they'll
Yeah.
be out, like they'll be at they'll be who we recruit to come onto the parade for the nickel plate, those kinds of things.
Yeah,
So
okay.
like any type of community outreach that they'll do, and then they have at least the Light Up the Park is an event that we're focusing on getting people to, and then a fall event like the music, which is also a fundraiser for the parks program,
Okay.
and then and that's it.
Okay.
Yeah,
I wanted to make sure I understood
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
exactly what the focus there.
And I'm trying to like, as like now the website's done,
Yeah.
like I'm getting more time, like things are getting more streamlined. So that's why I took on Friends of the Park, because I have time now to like do both of them. As time goes on, like next year, I know I'll have more time to get people to do like water aerobics at the pool, like
Right.
I'm going to get yoga people we're
Yeah.
already got yoga, so we're going to be
Okay.
doing that at the
Okay.
pool this summer. So I will have more time to do those. So like think about work, like golf lessons, like those, which I know they do a pretty good job, but if there's other things you want us to do,
Like pickleball lessons.
yeah, pickleball lessons, like I can definitely start
Okay.
like
All
The
right.
more we go, like the more time I have and I can take on more things.
Thank you.
Yeah. That's it.
I have, I would like, and I talked to Beth about this, I think the smart thing to do is to put, out in the paper for the pool manager and one assistant manager. So she is going to dig up the paperwork and she will put that in this week. It will run for, 3 weeks. They will, come in, pick up the application, drop off the resume. And then I also am declining from voting because of past circumstances. I just feel like that I don't want to do it. So you guys can do it and you can pick it out. Yeah. So I wanted to tell you
So
about
will
that.
we get to look then at the applications?
You guys are
and
gonna decide.
meet with them and stuff? Okay,
Yeah, if you want to meet with them, or you can just look at the applications.
all right.
Probably, okay. So that was one thing. So I will go ahead and get with Beth and she'll get it in the Shepherd's Guide and the paper right away. The other thing is, Ed, you know, we talked about getting another soldier and I think we voted on the flag. Have we done that? Okay, so we got.
That's what I was gonna say in just a little bit.
Okay, so this is, when I went to the women's meeting, you know, at the 250-year thing and all that, there was a lady there that asked me when I told her that we probably weren't gonna do the carry-in at the park, that didn't sound like a very good thing. I said, but Dad had a fantastic idea of us getting another soldier and a flag, and we'll do it at the fireworks, and then so she spoke up and she said, oh, could we borrow that, put it inside a window in one of their buildings just for 3 days at Key One for their little thing? I said, I don't even know if we got it or not, because you just take care of it.
Okay, I could, real quick, just an update on that. I got an email from Donnell. I've been communicating with him. The flags isn't actually exactly 5 by 7. They're like 4 by whatever in
Okay.
order to get them.
Uh-huh.
And I said, okay with that. But he just emailed me and said, do we want them where the flags could be hung or the flags could be staked in the ground? And I just wanted to say, I'm going to say staked,
Yeah.
but he gave me a time frame and they might be ready by March or April.
Great.
So he's communicating, he's doing his
Okay.
final touches
Okay.
before it goes off to
Okay. Thank you,
the
because I just.
production. So I was gonna update you. I was gonna update you on that.
Okay.
That I did talk to Donnell and ordered all that. So if they need anything, you know, they don't have to go through me. If they call Landon, I mean, he has access to it as long as we're gonna use them for the 4th of July.
Okay, I do have the dates. This is 29th through July 2nd. I told you that would be the last day because we want to, for the 3rd and the 4th and all that. And then Julie spoke up and she said,
Centennial Park.
when you're not using them there, can we, and I thought that was a wonderful
Yeah,
idea,
the
up on the
soldiers,
2nd
yeah.
level.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to talk to you about that.
Yeah,
That would
let's
be
let's
okay.
get them in place first.
Okay,
Let's get them.
okay,
And then I don't have a problem, like when we had the discussion on this, the stuff that we get, in my opinion, it should be community.
okay.
Because here Dwayne is in a small community, he's not saying, well, that's the street departments, it's not the parks department. We all work together, and if we
Right.
buy these lights, instead of them being locked in a barn for
Sure.
11 months,
Great.
I would rather them be out and be used
Yeah.
instead of just locked up. So everything's going forward with
Okay.
Donnell. I was just gonna email that, and I was like, before I email, I just want to check with you, because if they're like all the others, I'd rather them just be mounted in, and then if people want to do whatever, that's 100% on them. But
Yeah.
at
And
least they
you're
know what
taking
it.
care of the Merry Christmas thing too, right?
Yes,
Okay.
Landon took the Merry Christmas over. I actually called him and said, hey, we're going to deliver it, and he's like, well, it's already here.
Okay.
So I
All
mean,
right.
they
Okay,
beat me
good.
to the
Thank
punch
you.
and everything
Yeah,
else. So
okay. All right. Okay, one more. Okay, I gave you guys all the paper.
Which
I
one?
hired Larry Cheeseman to draw up the bathroom.
Oh.
You guys have a copy of all that. He finally finalized it. We have the print. I've gone over it with Dwayne. And you heard your name. You heard your name. Yeah. You don't have to stay. You can go home if you feel good. Are you not feeling good? Okay. So we've gone through everything. So it's all ready for me. I gave him one. If he has a builder that he would like to give it to. A person that has asked for one is Luke. I was very surprised that Larry said, I'll quote on it. He only charged $150,000 worth of work that he did. So we owe him a thank you for that. I'll get a thank you card. He said, I want to do something for the parks. So we can decide on the colors and whatever, the lights or all that, but this is just the basics. We can put it out there. It's got a urinal, it's got a toilet, it's got the changing station, it's got the sink. He did put that hand soap thing on it, which I thought he told him we didn't want that because we yanked them off. But I'm not gonna have him redo it just for that. That's like a $50 item. If they yank it off, then we'll get a bottle. It's a squirt thing, so these guys are gonna have to get block layers. He has talked to Mike Almond because Mike did our other bathroom, got to have foundations and all that. So he'll do all that, but we've got everything rocking and rolling. So, okay, with you guys, we're gonna go ahead and pass these out tomorrow, and then I will give them a month to get us back to the park. And they will be sealed, and we'll open them up here. I'll have them drop them off here. I don't wanna know anybody's quote because Larry and I are friends, so I wanna make sure that I don't know anything about anybody. Does that work for you guys?
Yes. Since we're talking about restrooms, could I pass these out? And I just want to make a motion that I'm going to motion that we hold off on, that we look locally instead of.
Yeah, I don't even need one on that. Yeah.
It might come in handy because when you're looking at blueprints and stuff like that,
Oh,
there might be
And to
something.
compare
yeah,
it.
Because
sure.
they have,
Yeah,
okay, so what I'm handing, Landon, you want to get one packet to you and hand one to Dwayne? We went ahead and we got the prefabbed one.
sure. That's a good idea.
We got the prefabbed. And I just wanted to get some quotes on prefabbed and what the prefabbed restroom is. It's right now, currently, there's nothing at the JC Park. So if you want to use the bathroom or whatever, we've been getting a porta potty in the summer and not too many people, there's no hand washing station, no running water or whatever. So we eventually want to get a permanent restroom in there. So when we went to that Parks convention, I ran into a guy, Huff Cuff, from Wisconsin. Well, his name is John.
Oh,
This isn't his last name, but this is the company. Huff Cuff is the company. And what we would do is the pad would be poured, the utilities there and everything else, where they have it on a crane. Or basically it comes from Wisconsin. It's a 4x4 concrete building with a concrete top. Everything else, they're going to take it off, set it on there, and then it's up to us to go ahead and put everything together. So out of Wisconsin, the Huff Cuff quote is $91,905. So that's the quote here. And then Norwalk, I got a quote from them, and they're the ones that put the restroom in at the park right across from the basketball. And their quote is $73,260. So what I would propose, and Dwayne did a quote or called someone $73,000.
Oh, okay.
So what I propose is we take these two quotes, and right now we kind of sidebar them until we get. I prefer let's go local quotes, and then
Yeah.
and then see what we could get locally because it's local bid. Dwayne.
So I got another quote for a prefab, and it was from a company out of Nevada that was to ship it up there was and set it and do all that was $130,000.
Yeah.
They did tell me they had done a similar bathroom like that down in Indianapolis in one of their parks. So they do, because I told them, I said, you probably are going to be out there coming that far away, but they actually have come to Indiana to set that, but that's
And then you still have the foundation, the plumber and all that.
Right,
Another
just a-
10,000-15,000.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
so I mean,
yeah.
so my recommendation, I propose we take the prefab buildings and we
Put them at.
we put them at, we set them aside and we look at local contractors. So that's what I propose.
Okay,
Look at that.
Oh, yes, if that's a
Okay.
motion, I
Yeah,
second that.
all in favor, okay. All right, were you done?
Yes,
Okay.
that was the only.
Okay. I want to get started on the Gosh Scramble, and so I always need to have something that I picked out for it. You know, last year I had certain things, but I already have 5 teams signed up, but I can't even give them a price yet, which I will get with Leanne. She helps me with that, and we decide that, you know, what is the right amount. But, so I was just telling you that Leanne will come down, she volunteers her time, she's done several of these and she helps me with it, and then, Jesse will help me with it also.
I have a webpage from last year, so we just
Yeah.
update.
Yeah, I got the list on last year, the work's gonna be a lot easier this year.
Yeah, so that's like this year's gonna be a lot of like fine tuning some stuff, and that's why I think even like next year will just be with some of this, like the parks
Even
program
better.
and like swing for the park.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a little bit more
Right,
straightforward.
right, yeah, so I'm thinking, I mean, I know you don't do the money part of it, but I'm thinking that we just kind of keep it the same price that it was last year per team, and they can, I'm tired, but the sign thing, you know, we don't have to pay Bryce, we have him from last
We didn't
year.
pay Bryce, he donated them. We only paid for like 3 extra, he donated those signs. Mhm.
Okay,
One thing I do wanna show though, that we didn't say how much we actually raised, because you were saying, well, we didn't make that much because of what expenses, but I think we should still be showing the public how much we made.
oh, okay,
I feel like it was kind of like, we didn't
Which
get,
brought in.
yeah, I mean, it
Okay.
was almost $14,000 on
Yeah.
a rainy day, and we acted like it was like 2.
Yeah,
And-
that's awesome. And it
And
was,
so
I
I
thought it was 12.
it was yucky weather.
with everything, we were around $13,000 to $14,000.
Yeah, Karen
And
came
we
up
didn't
with
get to
number
share that.
12.
Public did not know that, because we just kept wanting to say, well, we have expenses, and that's understandable with any fundraiser. I wanna say, like, this is how much we made
Yeah.
at this fundraiser.
Yeah, hey, Jesse, that reminds me, the Sentinel sent me an email and they would like a receipt for their taxes.
I sent that to you and Beth, cause I have no idea.
Oh, you don't have any track of that. I didn't have any, okay, that's all. That's all I need to know about that. One more thing, and then we can be out of here. And it's a vote and whatever. I don't know if they vote on it or whatever, but I really don't want that white storage building anywhere near our parks, since we're gonna be putting in new playgrounds. We already have a garage up there that's stuck up on the top of the hill.
Okay.
That storage building from the house that we tore down. You guys plan on taking that white storage building, and
We're gonna move it up by the Snoopy building.
I just think that's gonna look tacky. No, I mean, it's just gonna be up there, and then we have a garage, and then we have a pole barn. I mean, it just doesn't make any sense to me. For a beautiful park to take that shed and,
Well, we'll recite it so it matches everything else.
Oh, you will?
Yeah, that was the plan. I mean, we can use this storage.
right?
So it makes and it's a good building. It makes no sense to just get rid of it.
Well, I wasn't just gonna, have you trash it, but I don't want to put up there with that white siding, and then we have a garage next to it that's another siding, and then you have your green building, and so.
No, they're all gonna be green.
Okay, can it be like next to it, or you put it over by your pole barn, or so we don't, I don't know, it's just me, it's just,
Well, it'll be fine. Honestly, I promise
You'll make it good.
we'll make it good.
You'll make it good.
Yeah.
But honestly,
thank you.
we can use the storage. We can use the storage.
No, let's go home. I motion to adjourn.
I
If you, were
second
you
it.
done?
Yes, I'm done.
Grant, you didn't have homework tonight, did you?
A little bit. I get out early, so.
You're up all night
You need a
now.
note?
Grant, you need to recruit 3 boys for me.
In high school?
Yes, I need 3 boys. Trevor, Nathan, and Parker are there. They are effing solid. And I need 3 more guys. You're not graduating this year, are you?
I'm
Yes,
graduating.
yes.
Okay, well, I'm just saying.
Um,
Heather 2026, but you need,
Ask her out.
okay, thank you.
I just wanted to get